So, I'm sure everyone here has had a favorite pet that they remember and they have fond memories of the pet. And I'm sure you all have non-fond memories of that same pet. Well, my favorite pet was my pet snake. I remember I was in the backyard. I was just walking around because I lived in the country in Mississippi. And I saw this snake. It was, I could tell it wasn't venomous just because the eyes, you could tell because they're pupils. I mean, the head was just round, even though some venomous snakes do have a round head. The only for sure way to tell though is if you look at its tail after you catch it, and if the scales go the same direction, it is a non-venomous snake. If they crisscross in an X, it's venomous. Well, so I picked up the snake. I could tell it wasn't venomous, and it ended up to be a yellow-bellied water snake. Yellow-bellied. See how they named it? And so I didn't want to sex the snake, because to sex a snake, you have to stick your pinky up the snake's butt. So I was just assuming it was a male snake, so I named it Fred. So I went and I had this 50-gallon fish tank, and I had the screen lid on top, and I was keeping them there. Whenever I'd mow the grass, I'd feed them frog if I found it. It was a big snake. And if I couldn't find any frogs, I'd go and feed him a rat that I was going by. Well, Fred decided one day that he wanted to have babies. So I guess it wasn't a male snake, so I renamed it Fredina. The babies didn't look nothing like the mama. They had a total different pattern, and apparently it crossbred with some other snake, and they were itty bitty, so they hadn't been eaten, so I figured their mouth wasn't opening. Well, Fred decided the kids were just driving him crazy, and so he decided he was just going to get out of the tank. And so I came one day, and he was just gone out the tank, and so the babies wasn't eating, and the mama couldn't show them how to eat, I guess, and so I decided to let them all go. There was like 12 of them. So I was letting them go 3 at a time, just in my hand. I'd go and let them go. Well, the last batch let them go, one of them decided to bite me right in the web of my fingers. Well, non-venomous snakes, they have bumps on their lips, and sometimes some bumps are longer than others, and so they'll leave little marks. Well, when this snake pulled out, I saw the 2 little fangs come out, and so I was like, well, I guess this was not a non-venomous snake. I mean, it has fangs. So I called my mama, and I said, Mama, this snake just bit me out and let it go. And so she said, well, just, walk, go sit down, don't get your heart pumping, I'll be home in a minute. And so she's a bus driver. So she left the kids on the side of the road and had the person come and pick them up. So she got home, we went to the hospital, and I put them in a little bitty jar, and like they told me to, because we called ahead. Well, apparently they wanted us to kill the snake first. Well, oh well. So we brought them there, and they said it was a pygmy ground rattler. That's what it looks like. And so the doctor showed the fangs. Got the anti-venom, and he dropped it on the floor while he was checking the fangs. And so I picked it up, and I was already bit, no more harm could come. And so I just put it back in the jar. I got the anti-venom. Everything was fine. And so I learned, always check the snake, no matter who it came from, to make sure it's not venomous.